What's happening? It's Rob Lazar. In this video, we're going to be writing a brand new beat from start to finish. Let's check it out. Alright, so as you guys can see, right now I just started with a simple chord progression. It's only 2 chords. I'll just play it for you now. Just kind of switch up the rhythm a little bit as I went. And as of right now, we have this on a loop. So that's basically what I got. If you really want to see what the chords are, I'll open it up for you. So basically what I got going here is I switched from a D flat minor 11 chord. Basically, I just omitted the 4 and switched to A flat dominant. I kind of mixed up the voicings a little bit, especially with the D flat minor 11. I have a A flat in the bass. So I guess you could think of it like second inversion for you music people out there. But anyway, that's what I got going there. So I think what I want to do next is I'm going to add another MIDI track. Arm that, and we're going to find some drums. Now, I think these drums are probably going to change later, but I might stick with this one for now. We'll see. Find our... I like that. Cool suspended cymbal sound. I'm not crazy about the kick drum, but we'll make it work. We'll throw the metronome on. Let's just play some stuff, see what we got. Yeah. Yeah, we'll stick with that for now. I kind of like that. Let's play this back. The kick drum's kind of getting in the way of the mix, but let's quantize this real fast. Sometimes I like quantizing, sometimes I don't. It just depends on my mood. We'll do it for now. A little bit of silence in there. Let's try to add some hi-hats. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, I dig that. Let's hear that in the mix. I actually want to add one more right here, just to sort of, and right here, just to sort of help the loop. All right, let's listen to this. Not bad. I think I'm going to take out these right here. Listen to it again. Keep the silence. Yeah, I like that. It's amazing what sounds can do, even like a simple beat like this. Alright. Yeah. Master tracks clipping a little bit. Let's just take this down. That might fix some issues here. Yeah. That sounds a lot better. We can add maybe a cymbal in here. Let's see how this works. Might have been a little late actually. Let's try that again. I kind of want it to happen right before. Yeah, that's it. Let's hear this. Start here. That's the idea. What else we got here? Oh, I kind of like that one better. Let's switch this up. Here we go. Let's listen to this. Okay, it's got to be a little earlier. Let's try it here. There's like a lot of extra side chain compression going on with this kick drum, but maybe we can fix that later. Let's hear again. That's better. Yeah, that's what I'm liking. What if we did? Let's hear this. Yeah, I don't mind putting like a little cymbal in here. Yeah, not bad. I might fix that up later. What else we got for sounds here? Oh, we got this night. I love this cymbal sound. Something about this cymbal. Not this one. This one. Although I want to switch it to trigger. Here we go. There it is. Alright, let's try this again. I want to throw this at beat 1. There we go. Didn't record. Let's just fix that real fast. Okay, let's try this again. I think once I separate this will sound a little bit better because I can separate it into different drum layers, and then we won't hear those weird side chain compression things. But we're just going to move on for now. I think what I need next is some kind of a bass. Now, I mentioned last time I only really have 2 chords working right now, like the D flat and then the A flat. So I'll probably just stick with those 2 notes and see where it goes. Let's first find a sound.
3 days later.
Let's see. This will work for now. I want it nice and low. We'll see how this goes. Let's just record something. Maybe we'll record over it. We'll see. Yeah, something like that. Let's try this. It's a little too long. I want to keep that silence. Let's bring that there. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, so far I'm liking this. Usually at this point when I got like the 3 basic elements, like the harmony, the bass, and the rhythm, I like to mess around with a synth. So I'm going to find a synth and just see what I can come up with. And if I like something, I might keep it. If not, then we'll get rid of it. We'll see what happens. Lately I've been using Serum for my synths. So let's check this out, see what Serum's got. We'll just pick something. I usually like to pick something a little lighter, not too heavy. Serum has a lot of those heavy EDM type of synths, but I don't like using those too much. I like something a little less in your face. Yeah, this one's pretty good. I might even throw a high pass filter on it just to take out some of the overtones. Yeah, you see how those bright sounds? They just kind of cut through. That might be a little too much. Yeah, let's try this. All right, let's see what we got. like this. Here we go. We're gonna mess with this. Here we go. Yeah, I dig that. Right now, I got the fundamentals. At this point, it's just a matter of figuring out the form, separating those drum tracks, and then kind of putting it all together, adding some little bells and whistles. All right, guys, so my next task here is going to be to separate these tracks a little bit. I'm going to separate the drum sounds, and I'm going to change up some of the individual sounds so that we can just get a better overall mix. At this point, I'm just going to fast forward through so you can follow along, but we'll see you on the other side. Here we go. Alright guys, so we're back. Check this out. I added actually a few things in here that I just want to point your attention to. Lately I've been doing a lot of layering, meaning like I'm adding 2 different instruments to cover the same voice just to give a little bit of depth to the sounds that I'm choosing. So I'm going to start actually with the harmony with the piano that I had originally. You guys probably remember this, just this. So what I did was I actually added a Rhodes keyboard to that. Here's the Rhodes by itself. Like a little brighter and a little bit more punchy. And there's a lot of reverb on it to give it sort of that ghosty kind of feel. So together, actually, they sound like this. Take a listen to this. So what I like about it is that you can still hear the regular piano very prominently. I put the Rhodes just a little bit lower, so you're hearing more of the reverb from the Rhodes. Also what I did was I changed up the kick drum. If you guys remember, I really didn't like the kick drum. First of all, I changed the first kick drum. Take a listen to this. Very punchy, a lot of high overtones. And then I added to it this one, which adds a little bit more low end. So together, they sound like this. It's a nice full kick without totally getting in the way like the last one was. I also changed up the bass sound. You take a listen to this. I like it because it's a little bit less dirty. Still has that edge, but the tone is a lot better, I think. So now together, the whole thing sounds like this right now. I think the kick works a lot better. And the harmonies just sound so full. Especially with that reverb on the Rhodes. basically just figuring out the form. I'm planning on adding a B section in at some point, but for right now I'm just trying to get the basic form. So typically what I do is I like to keep, well, I'll just repeat this a few times so you guys can get a bigger picture. All right. A lot of times I'll just start with the harmony. And then maybe about halfway, I'll add maybe the kick drum. So let's hear what this is. And then what I'll do, just to add a little bit of a build, we'll throw the, this is the snare. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll take the end of this and I'll throw it right here, so we can have a little bit of a build to the main drop here. Take the loop off. And I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to do this. Let's hear this. I don't want to add this quite yet. This is going to be later, this solo from the synth. Maybe we'll even keep the bass in. Let's hear this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to make a simpler bass line for the beginning. There we go. Yeah, and then the other thing I want to do is just add a little bit of sauce on this. Here we go. Okay, let's try this. I think I might have done a little overboard, but that's okay. I'd rather do too much than not enough. Fix these up. I was supposed to add one more here. My playing was kind of off. And the last thing I want to do is add that last build we had. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, let's hear this intro now. This fade out a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Alright guys, so I collapsed all the instruments for right now, but I just want to show you really quickly. This beginning right here, the intro, I just started with the keyboard and the bass, pretty much. And I think I added a little build towards the end here, but just listen to the intro. Just keys and bass. Then we add some drums. And this brings it into like almost the chorus. This is kind of what we started with. And then after this section, I basically just added an 808 and the synth. Makes it a little fuller. Now after this section, when we go into the verse, I take the synth out, I take the 808 out, and it's very bare. I took one of the kick sounds out, and now just the Rhodes is playing. The keyboard isn't even with it anymore. And I have that repeat again. Now for this next one, you're gonna hear, it's like a small build up here, but I put an echo and a reverb on it, so you can hear what that sounds like. Now we're back in the chorus. And then this basically just continues over and over for a while. So what I want to do right now is basically just figure out what's going to go on the back end here. So what I've been doing is the typical like verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, and then we're going to end with the chorus here. And I'll probably do either a fade out or have it end on a chord or something. But right now, it just seems kind of repetitive. So what I want to do is I want to take this section. I think what I'm going to do for this is change up the chord progression. I'm going to mute all the harmony stuff, and I'm just going to mess around a little bit. Alright, I like this. It's thinner. I just want to hear this. So I still kept the A flat on this as the second chord, but I just changed the first chord to like an G flat minor, basically. And then maybe for the second part here, I'll actually add it in the Rhodes. Let's hear how this sounds. Oops. I'm actually going to turn this down a little bit. That's better. Yeah. Turn the med off. What we could do, turn all these back on. Let's consolidate them. If I just change all the D flats to G flats, that could solve a lot of problems here. Yeah. That's totally it. Now I'm going to go back and fix some of these things. So I want to open up the drums again. We're going to change some of this around. I'm definitely going to change the kick. I want to get rid of that. We might just make it a little simpler. Let's see how this sounds. Want to hear that? Yeah, I actually don't mind that. I thought it was gonna sound kind of weird, and I think it does sound kind of weird, but it's not too weird. Like it still has, like there's still forward momentum there, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. It's just like, it's a laid back, but like we're still moving, you know? Yeah, that's it. It almost feels like a dubstep build, almost. I think I want to keep the kicks for that silence. There was one sound that I really liked in this kit. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's on those E's. It's on the E's, or on the U's rather. One E and one E and Yeah, those are really cool. I want to keep this and get rid of this. I think that sounds better. And I'm actually gonna bring this level up overall. That's better. I just think it flows better with the crash that happens here. Yeah. I'm just gonna do this. I kind of like that. Yeah, I want to add that to it. That sounds good. Extracting these chains is going to make it way easier to mix it together when we're at that stage. That's why I'm doing it this way, because maybe we can fine-tune exactly where we want each drum sound to be rather than mixing it all as a single unit. This ending sounding better. Let's hear it again. Yeah, I kind of like it ending on the dominant. It makes it sort of feel like there's more to it, and it kind of keeps the listener wanting more. Actually, a really funny side note, Igor Stravinsky, who was a really famous orchestral composer, actually wrote an arrangement of Happy Birthday where he ended on a dominant chord to give that same effect. I want a little bit more tension, and I think the way we do that is by adding some reverb, so especially to this synth. I think this synth just needs reverb in general. That's good. And then what I want to do is add another reverb. Yeah, that's it. What I want to do is save this until the very end. I'm going to turn it on here. Yeah, let's hear that. For this section, I'm going to throw an EQ in. Actually, Maybe I'll throw in an OTT. A 4-band OTT, which this is a preset I made a little while ago. I actually stole it from another producer. And I use it every once in a while, but I might just take some of the highs out. I'm trying to take some of the high end off, and I could use an EQ, but I had a feeling this might be a more organic way to do it. Keep the integrity of the sound without taking off the highs, just sort of turning them down. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, it just gives it's like a subtle difference, but it helps the change. Just adds the brightness a little bit back in with the Rhodes. Yeah, that definitely, I'm convinced by that end. All right, so at this point, I just want to do a couple of little things and make it seem slightly different on each verse, because right now it's just very, very like vanilla, I guess you could say. I'm gonna keep the choruses. We want to keep those consistent, but I want the verses to have subtle differences in them. So actually, another technique that I have been using quite a lot is just to add some sort of rhythmic interest into the harmonies. Is what I'll do is I'll do like an on and off with the volume, and you're gonna hear what that sounds like in a second. What I want to do is set the grid to triplets, and I'm really gonna zoom this in so I can see the grid pretty well. What I'll do is I'll basically put markers every triplet. This is just like a test at first, and I want to keep the big beats on, and I'll turn the small ones totally off, like this. And then what will happen is you'll get this sort of like wah-wah effect almost. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Let's hear this. Yeah, and then what I can do, I can just take this automation, I can copy it. Now let's just throw it on this one. There. And then that's all set. Now for this one, throw it on here. Stop there for a second. And then I'll put it on, and I'll do the second one again. And again with these ones, I'm going to take these out. That one can stay. This section gets me every time. Mess around with this reverb a little bit more. Kind of just want to send it to the back, assuming that there's going to be some kind of voice going on here. I don't want it too far in the front. So to me, this sounds pretty much done. The only thing I got left to do is to mix and master it, which I'm going to do off camera. And by then, you'll be able to hear the final thing. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so after mixing and mastering the whole beat, put it all together, here's the final product. Enjoy.